Hashem loves everyone, no? According to some misleading speakers. Hashem loves everyone. They know better than the Rambam somehow. Rambam says Hashem hates some people, and they decide that the Rambam doesn't know what he's talking about. And the Rambam, what he say, where did he learn it from? From the Gemara. So according to them, the Chachamim, the Tanaim, the Amoraim, they also don't know what they talk about. They know! These modern people, they know better than Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Akiva and all the Chachamim. They're willing to take on their shoulder fake statements that they publish in their speeches, misleading thousands, to dream. Hashem love me as I am, with my wife miniskirt, when we go on high heels to the wedding with the wig that sweep the floor. Hashem loves her. Sure, 100%, he's mamash proud of her. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal, one of the main Ashkenazi Talmidei Chachamim in the past generation, and an extreme tzaddik, not just a huge Talmid Chacham, a real holy person. Holy, if you can call someone holy, he's one of them. And Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, I want to remind you, is the person that in a funeral of his wife, after being married to her approximately 60 years, he said to her, you and I know that I don't have one reason to ask you for apology for anything. I never hurt you once in my life. 60 years of marriage. I asked the people once in a Shabbaton, who can raise his hand and say that he has one day of his life that day he doesn't have anything to apologize to his wife about. Baruch Hashem, no one raised their hands. Baruch Hashem, all of you are so honest. I said, okay, let me go a little bit further. Who can raise his hand and say there's 1 hour a day that he passed, that he did not really do anything directly or indirectly that will upset his wife? 3 people raised their hands. But you know, with hesitation. You know these people? It took time. So, Tov, Baruch Hashem, we have 3 tzaddikim here. Sometimes the wife is offended without telling you. Why the wife doesn't tell you? Because she's worried about the main thing you do. So if there's an hour you only hurt her a little bit, for her it's a gift. Compared to what you do here and there when you get angry, forget it. This doesn't even count in the list. If she goes to the rabbi for Shlom Bayit, and the rabbi says, can you tell me what your husband is doing to you? What, is she going to start telling him thousands of things? She will focus on 4 or 5 things, right? 4 or 5 things she will focus on. The things that bother her the most. You understand? So the things that bothers her the most, that's what she's going to say. So Rabotai, to conclude, so we have to remember that this avon of Chilul Hashem, a person has to do anything he can never to fall into it. Some say, I will finish the story about Rav Shlomo Zalman in a second. Some say that one of the ways to fix the Chilul Hashem is to do a lot of Kiddush Hashem. It turns the scale to the positive side. So Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, that was one of the Tzaddikei Ador and a big Talmid Chacham, he said that 60 years ago, that means 8 years ago now, he passed around 20 years ago, that the first woman who came to Yerushalayim with a wig, and the wig looked, you know the wigs of 8 years ago, it looks like lifa. You know what lifa is? Who know what lifa means? They cut lufa. They cut the wool of the sheep, glue it together. It looks, you know, like the clowns in Purim, how they have this thing, and they attach it to the woman, covering her hair completely. So Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach say, every blind person saw that it's not real hair, that it's some kind of a fake wig from a wool. And when she showed up like this to Yerushalayim, people stood with rocks and stoned her. Tistalki mipo prutza. Now imagine the wigs of today. Imagine they bring them to the community with all the modaks. I'm not even talking about the mini skirts and the high heels. We're not even getting there. Assuming there's no heels and there's no mini skirt and there's no tight things or short sleeves or sleeveless shirts like some religious women dress on a daily basis. One thing I don't understand, the woman has Yetzer Hara to be prutza, to attract negative attention against Hashem's will. Why is she so anxious to publish it on social media? See, on the street, you have to go to work, you have to go places. What are you going to do, lock yourself in a house? You're not willing to dress according to halacha. So because you're going to work, you're committing thousands of sins every minute. Every man who looks at her everywhere. But now the social media, it's not an obligation to go there. To go to work, you have to go. You have to take your kids to yeshiva. You have to go. You have to go places. You have to go to the supermarket. It's a way of life. At least here she has an excuse. What do you want me? Not to go to my children's school to pick them up? Not to go to the supermarket? What do you want me to do? But why social media? Once you put it there, then the pictures is in every house in the world, and there's no way to get it back. Why? Imagine now you became a righteous girl. A year or two later, you finally started to work on your modesty. Do you know how terrible you're going to feel knowing that your horrible pictures are in thousands of people's phone? And the worst part is that this is going to be the first thing in your trial. What do you think? You're going to come them as a rebbitzin, and they're going to show you 50,000 guys with your pictures on their phone. I don't have to tell you what's going to happen to a woman like this standing in front of Hashem, and that's what they're going to show her on the screen. That every loser, every psycho, every biggest lowlife and dirt, who knows what he had in his mind when he were looking at her. Every second she has to pay for. Multiplied by 10, 20, 50,000. The prettier she is, the more punishment she's going to get. Why? If she wasn't so pretty, not that many people would be interested in her picture. No one would download it. No one would open it. Better for her. But if a lot of people saw it, the more people saw it, the more punishment in Gehenom she will have. And that's what's going to happen whether you like it, whether you don't like it. Whether the modats faker tell you, oh, don't be fanatic, it's not like that, Hashem is merciful, baloney. That's what's going to happen. That's what the Gemara say, that's what the Rambam say, that's what Shulchan Aruch say, that's what every book say. And you open the Zohar and see what's going to be there. Open Reshit Chochmah, they probably have it over there. Chapter 1, Shara Ira, and read over there what they do to not modest women in Gehenom. There's a special section for it. Just read over there, the Zohar, the Holy Zohar. The names of the angel, the color of the fire, how people scream over there, how there's no mercy over there. If I would be the one who wrote the Zohar, I understand why you hate me. You want to hate Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I didn't write the Zohar. I only read to you what's written there, which probably you never saw. I wrote the Talmud. I have any credit for it? Baruch Hashem, they don't need me. They managed very well without me 2,000 years ago. What do? Read to you what's written there. I'm the Rambam. I'm not the toenail, the dirt of his nail. But to read, I learn. Baruch Hashem, I know how to read. So I read to you what's written in the Rambam. That's it. Don't even need an explanation. You read over there.